Hey everyone, it's Hannah with Solo Suit, and if you're considering debt settlement, this video is for you. I recently interviewed a real licensed and practicing attorney who has years of experience negotiating debt settlement in California and Illinois. Her name is Sarah Wolk, and in this video, I show you my interview with her, and she gives us some tips and tricks on how to negotiate a debt settlement. If you have any more questions about how to settle your debt after this video, head on over to solosuit.com where we have lots of resources and products that can point you in the right direction. Thanks so much for watching and good luck with your debt settlement journey.
So I'm assuming, as someone who represents consumers in these cases, that you've had to negotiate settlement on behalf of your clients at times. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you tell us what settlement negotiation is kind of like? And this would be outside of the court process, so maybe you call up the opposing law firm and try to negotiate a settlement. What kind of tactics work for that, I guess? What kind of language would you use to try to negotiate the best settlement for the consumer? Or keeping in mind, like if a consumer wants to do this for themselves, like what might they say?
Yeah, so one thing that can be useful to say is if you are considering filing for bankruptcy, bring that up. Because if the other side knows that the debt might go away completely, then that's another reason why they want to accept some money instead of getting none. So you have to be a little careful because you're not supposed to say this if you're not actually considering filing for bankruptcy. But if you are, then that really incentivizes the other side to give you a good offer. Now, the party that's initiating the settlement discussions usually will make some sort of settlement offer. When it comes from the plaintiff, it's frequently called a settlement demand, even though it's really just an offer. And whoever makes that first demand or offer usually starts in a more favorable position than they are willing to accept. So the plaintiff is going to ask for more money than they want. The defendant is going to offer less money than they're willing to pay. And then you go back and forth, countering each other until you get to a point where one party decides, okay, that's a good enough offer, I'm going to just accept it. Now, at some point, the parties will stop negotiating. So you don't want to assume that the other side is going to continue countering you forever. There is a bottom line that people have, and also a certain point at which they think the negotiations are just pointless. So if you owe $500,000 in debt and you offer $10, you're probably not going to get a counter offer because that's just not a real offer. They're not really going to consider taking $10, and they don't think that you're going to offer anything that is reasonable that they'll accept. So they're not going to waste their time. So you have to kind of balance making sure you don't offer a lot more too soon than you want to pay and kind of end up in a position where you have nowhere to negotiate. Balance that with not offering so little that the other side doesn't take you seriously. But generally speaking, it's going to be one party makes an offer, the other party makes an offer, and then the first party counters, second party counters. And that'll sometimes go on a few times, and hopefully you come to a point where someone agrees to an amount and you actually settle.
I really hope that this video was useful, and if you've been sued for debt, I hope you know you're not alone. Solo Suit is rooting for you, and that is why we share conversations like the one I just had with Sarah. It's to help individuals know how to resolve disputes and resolve debts. So if you have any other questions or you want more information, please reach out to us at support@solosuit.com or check out our website. As always, thanks so much for watching and good luck with resolving your case.